I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my dream about the flying horse. I was born and raised in Miami, Oklahoma. It's in the very northeast corner of the state. There are 8 tribal headquarters located in that county of Ottawa. And my parents were spirit-filled Christians. I was raised on Catherine Kuhlman teachings and R.W. Shambach, and we had Bible study in our home. And my dad became friends with a man by the name of Ed Tyner, who was a Shawnee medicine man of the Native American Church. They're also known as roadmen. Ed taught us a lot about his ways, and my parents talked to him about theirs, and they would spend hours talking about it in the living room, and I would sit and listen as a little kid. And over time, Ed helped my sister with a cough with traditional medicines, and he helped my dad with the lower back problem. And Ed came to me one day and said, "Your father and I are brothers Indian way. I am now your godfather. Would you like to experience the sweat lodge with your dad and I?" And I was about 11 years old, and I said, "Well, I'll think about it," because I really didn't know anything about those ways. So I asked God, who do they worship in there? Is it you? And it was an honest question. And that night I had a dream that I was standing on the roots of a tree that was hanging over the edge of a cliff. And I was holding on to the tree as tightly as I could. My arms didn't go even halfway around the tree. And I turned and looked over my left shoulder, and flying across the valley was a sorrel-colored horse, like a rust-colored horse. And he was rust color all over his wings, and he didn't have a star on his forehead or anything. It was solid sorrel color. And he landed on the left side of the tree on a path and walked around the tree. And so I leaned this way, and then I leaned that way, and he came around. And he turned so I could see him, and he smiled at me and said, "Don't be afraid, it's me, Jesus." And when I woke up, that made me realize that Jesus can come in any form. He can come as the Word. He was the Word before he came as man. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God when the earth was created. He can come as a Lion of Judah. He has come as that, or the tree of life. He can come as a horse. And Jesus said, "No one can come to the Father except through me." But he didn't say in which form he needed to be in for that to happen. So I know that's kind of a hard concept for people to believe, but also remember that when Moses asked God, "Who are you? What do I tell the Israelites about you?" God said, "I am that I am." And that means I can be what I want to be. So let's remember that when we're thinking about other beliefs, other ways of reaching God. I grew up under what I called 2 covenants: the covenant of the blood of Jesus and the covenant of the tree of life, which is, I consider that the native understanding of God. So God has produced, I think, 4 covenants in the Bible. He can produce covenants for his people that aren't Israelites or various races of people in America after Europeans settled. He can create covenants for anyone he wants to. So that's my dream. That's the foundation of Flying Horse Ministries. And I pray that God bless you and help you understand the sacredness and the power that he has to reach his children anywhere in the world. God bless.